And now we are recording. So thank you everyone for joining. I'm Sierra Madro, and I'm really excited that everybody was interested and excited in participating in this. This was just a random idea I had about supporting each other for submissions for Influence 18. And I know that there were approximately a bazillion submissions for Influence 17 and very few actual speaking slots. And I suspect the same will probably be true going forward for Influence 18. And I want us to be able to create submissions that are compelling and acceptable, literally, in the sense of being able to accept the submission. So one of the things I'm going to do, just since this is being recorded, is I'm going to go ahead and put everyone on mute. And then Christine, you should be able to unmute yourself, and then we can continue on with our recording. Yes, that way we can make sure that we can hear you. So I talked to Christine Cashin about coming to talk to us because she was one of the people who had to wade through the bazillion of submissions for Influence 17. And I thought maybe we could tap into her knowledge and get some ideas from Christine. So, Christine, I'm going to let you go from there and see if you have any knowledge bombs you want to drop
on us. Okay. I am going to go on a quick rant. So I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm just going to tell you all the things I experienced last year going through over 315 submissions. I don't want to discourage anyone from applying, but I just want to make sure that you're ready and that you're good and that you don't waste the people's time that have other things to do. Because some of the submissions that we got were so, I don't know if people just submitted to say they did or they really thought that they were going to get selected. But let me give you my ideas of what the problems were and what the good things were, and then I'll be open for any questions that you have. Does that sound good? Everybody not? Okay, good. I can't hear you. I think one of the first things that Michael and I found was that the title had to be captivating. I like when it's a little bit edgy. I like when it's a little bit sexy. I like when it's something that's catchy, not just ways to communicate better with meeting planners or how to be great on the stage. Or I don't know, some people, their titles were so lackluster that it didn't, I thought if I had it in our brochure, I wanted someone to go, ooh, what's that? And want to read further. So if any of you have a title that you're having trouble with, I want to just open it up to those that are on listening to this and watching this to write me. I love that kind of stuff. You want to email me, Christine@ChristineCashin.com. Maybe I can spice it up for you. I don't know. I say that, I don't know if I can, but I will try to do that because I really think the title is really important. And of course, then you have to have the information to back it up. What are some actionable items that people will learn? Make sure it's not an I, me, my show. And I'm begging you not to pitch anything that you're selling because that is the biggest turnoff. So we first would check and look at the ones we were interested in, and then we would watch videos. But we didn't just watch it of the people that we liked. We watched everybody's because some people might be poor in their description, and we thought we could always fix that. But we can't fix bad presentation skills. Because some people are really great at writing stuff, but they don't have the stage presence. So we watched the videos, and I know they ask not to have a demo video or anything sizzly. Make sure it's still good. Make sure it's still cut. If I were to put it on the video, and if somebody wasn't talking within, I'd say 3 seconds, I never made it past 10 seconds. And people say, oh, you have to be good within 20 seconds. No, I'm talking faster, like boom. I watched 20 minutes of a person get mic'd up.
Ooh, ouch.
I'm sorry if that's any of you. They were getting mic'd up. And the camera was there, and they were on the camera, but they're messing with this. The waiters were walking in front of this stuff. I know they were trying to send us raw video, but for the love of all that's holy, please put it in iMovie. Get a 13-year-old to help you cut it to when they announce your name and you're on the stage. Don't put jazzy music behind it thinking that's going to make it seem like you have energy, because I know it's the jazzy music. It's not you having that energy. That was a pet peeve. Toward the end, I was like, anyone put on the loud music behind their speaking, I just was like, oh my God. Make sure it's a nice stage. Make sure it's not your bedroom. We got some submissions of people. I got 3 in their cars on their dashboard. I got 1 on the floor of the bedroom. We got some where you could barely hear them and you could see them, but then again, people were walking in front of the camera because they either set it up on a tripod or I don't know what happened. I am telling you, I didn't get past 10 seconds on most. Some people might have been really good, and I'm so sorry, but we did after, number 200, I just didn't have the time to sit through and wait for it to get good. So pick your best part of your best program. I want to see a nice stage. I want to hear you almost more than I want to see you. But when I turned up something and it was a beautiful stage, I mean, I immediately said, if they could command that kind of a stage and audience, they'll probably command the stage and audience of us. And then we checked out the titles. Now, you still can be really, really good, have really good video, and still gonna not get chosen. Why? Because they have too many other people talking about the same topic. What do you have that might be a unique perspective? What is something different than when you're talking, like for instance, we had probably 30 proposals on social media. Mm-hmm. And it was really hard to pick. I'm telling you, we got down to 80 that we loved, and then we had to pick 40 based on kind of went down even deeper based on evaluations of the year before and what people were asking of what they wanted. So some people had a good everything, but it just didn't fit into a slot of what we were having. We had it where you could have an hour, a half an hour, or an hour and a half sessions. And some people, they were great, but they wouldn't do anything less than an hour and a half. Or they wouldn't do anything more than 30 minutes. And so that knocked some people out. This year, I don't believe they're doing that different time. I think everybody's an hour and a half.
Yeah, everybody's
a problem, but we like interactive, but I want to know what the interaction is, not just I'm interactive. If you were to read all these, you'd realize that everyone says the same shit for everything. And it's like, what can you do to stand out? Tell me exactly what it is. Show me an example. You just got to stand out just like you do in the marketplace. When I saw some of these things, I thought, how are these people actually getting jobs? Because if this is what they're submitting, I'm amazed that they even are on a stage at all. So what I'm saying for this is really applicable to your business. That was a little bit ranty, but I didn't mean to be mean about it. I care about you and I want you to get in and I want to come to your session. So.
No, honestly, I thought that's perfect, Christine. And exactly what you said at the end, I think is an important thing for all of us to remember. We need to treat the influence submission the same way we would if it were a big gig that we're trying to get.
This is the best of speakers, right? So of course we've got to showcase the best of the best. Be the best.
Yes, exactly. And I think that there does tend to be that, well, this is family kind of feeling. And I don't need to necessarily put on my best self for family, but that's not really the best way to look at it.
And whatever you do, don't call someone to call us to say, why did so-and-so not get picked?
Well, yes. And that I think is actually, and I don't know, but I strongly suspect that you probably got a lot of back channel questions. Oh, I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah.
And that's just
it's more involved than everybody thinks. Yeah. And some people were really good. It just wasn't a fit for that year based on the objective. So don't be discouraged. It just wasn't the fit. And then some of them, it just wasn't that good. So it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. So here's a question, and maybe this is where we start thinking about opening it up to some other people as well. But where do we, in ourselves, as we're thinking about submitting and sharing for this, where do we say, am I ready to consider submitting for presenting at Influence? How do we know if what we've got is right for the conference?
Good question. Well, I would take a look and see what Jill and Corey are going for. They're a little bit different than Michael and I, right? So they're more high tech and they have a different view on things. But if you have some quality footage, if you have, like, I thought to myself, I may submit because I feel like I have some secrets that no one's doing and nobody knows about. It's really a different approach, right? Like when I started doing the stuff on introductions, no one had really thought about revamping introductions. And I thought, this is kind of different than what other people are doing. So is it something that you have that you think is extra special sauce, a secret that you have that you think would be really beneficial that other people could also utilize, that has not just your story, it's all about you, but here are 10 things that you can do right now to help get you picked for a job over other people. But you have to have the confidence, you have to have the expertise in that area. Don't just go, I think I could talk about eating healthy on the road because I'm vegan.
Right.
You've got to have the description to back it up. You've got to have a snazzy title. You've got to have the stage. I'm telling you, the video for me was a lot. Because some people did a great job in their descriptions, but when I saw them present, it was a snooze fest. And that was 3 seconds. I thought, what are their audiences doing? And then some people had pictures of people in their audience that were asleep or their eyes were closed or they looked unhappy. I didn't expect to see any B-roll, but the B-roll that was shown wasn't very good. We really want to see you doing your thing, but not a highly produced clip version. And some people didn't follow their directions. They still sent their demo clips.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they're asking for that. I think they want a real-time view.
Yeah.
Of you doing a speech.
Certainly, I think this year, Corey and Jill they created that video that helped to outline exactly what they're looking for.
Right. Follow that.
Dissecting that video and saying, yes, okay, they said they wanted this, they want this, they want this, give it to them.
They're big on the action items. Like you are, I mean, you really have to have it laid out. Don't talk in vague ideas. You need to be very specific, I think.
Yeah, and that was something I think that came out very clearly in their video that they did. So, and I think that one of the things that I certainly heard about some of the submissions from previous years, not just yours, but years in the past, is that people don't actually fill out the submission form all that well and maybe leave blank spots and things like that. So you see,
and when you're such a high volume, there's no time to figure out those blank spots. You just go next, right?
Right.
That is, oh my God. I'm having a flashback right now. Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
I did
flashbacks in the afternoon.
It was hard.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing to consider is that, what was it? Maybe 10% of the people who submitted to speak actually got a speaking slot.
Yeah. I'd say, yeah, a little over 10%, maybe 11%.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lot.
Yeah. You said you had,
I mean, it's not a lot. I get that. I mean, it's hard to get in, but if you can, it's fantastic. And it could be career changing because a lot of people, they start to know you and see you. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't submit feeling like they don't have the name. It has nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Some real gems came out of that. But also, we knew that in the past, some people are known for pitching speakers also, which was a big turnoff to us.
Right. So
pitching for service or whatever.
One of the things, I mean, obviously I attended this past Influence, and there were speakers who I hadn't heard of before, which is awesome. So what made some of the, and I'm probably going to offend somebody, but whatever, lesser known speakers, what made their submissions stand out and seem interesting, even though they weren't necessarily the household names?
Yeah, we actually preferred not having, in fact, you notice the main stage didn't have a lot of main stage NSA speakers. We really looked outside of our family to find some people for different perspectives. But some of the videos were lights out, like, wow, you know, it was current, it was fun. It was the moment someone started off with, let me tell you a story. If it was a me monster, within the first 30 seconds, I was like, I don't want a me monster. I want a you person. Someone's going to go, you are going to get this. Let's all like just dive right into it. Some people are such slow starters on their videos. I never got to the meat because I was so frustrated because I'm like, let me tell you a little about me. And when I'm done talking about me, I'm going to talk about me, and then I'm going to talk about me, and then we'll talk about maybe something for you. Then maybe you'll learn about what I did. Like people say, if you can learn one lesson from my life, I don't even know what to say. And this goes for everybody out there who is speaking. Take a look at your I's versus you's or we's, and make sure that the I's don't even come close to the number of times you say you. I knew right away that the person was self-serving by the way they opened up. How many of you ever, do you know how many people start off their program, their presentation by saying, how many of you? It got to be almost a joke because when 5 videos start that way, you just go, how unique and creative and interesting and engaging is this going to be for our people? It was interesting for me. I mean, I'd go, oh my God, I think I've done that before. I need to make sure that I'm not doing some of these things that I just think if you're a meeting planner and you're in a committee and you guys are watching 10 videos, everyone starts off with, how many of you?
Yeah, and I think it's one of the things that it's probably a bit of a challenge for us because we think our audiences love us.
Well, sure, because they don't.
Just probably see 1 or 2 speakers a year, if that.
And they say you're the best.
Yeah.
You're the only one, maybe. I don't know. You could be. But don't get a big head about it and think there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, and when we're talking to other speakers usually see 30, 50 more speakers in a year. So what may be original to a small audience may not be original to a large audience of professional speakers.
The hello, I can't hear you. I mean, or, oh my God, I can hardly talk about it without shaking. Seriously, I was saddened, but I was also impressed because there were, like I said, 80 out of the 300 were, I wish we could have had spots for everybody. But there was a big percentage of people that, if you get 3 things from this program today, I started yelling at the screen. I'm like, how about 20 things? And how about get to it? Let's go. So. Right.
So I think this has been really helpful, and I actually took notes here, and I'm going to summarize what you just said in 5 and see if you agree with them, because then what I'm going to do after this call is write this up, some of the notes, as well as have this recording available so that people can make sure that they're following the best practices basically for this. And then I've got some other ideas for all of the rest of us also.
Oh, great.
The first was the title. It's got to be captivating. It can't be boring. And you very graciously offered to help, which I wrote down.
I hope somebody takes me up on the offer.
Yeah. The second was that we need to have actionable items, very specific actionable items, nothing that's vague. The third was a lot around the videos, which I distilled into make sure that you're showing the best part of yourself and you're showing it quickly and engagingly. So no fluff. Make sure you're talking within first 3 seconds or so. Yeah, basically that. No dashboard or bedroom videos. The fourth point was make sure you're showing each topic or perspective, because you'll get a lot of they'll get a lot of submissions on the same topics. And honestly, I think Corey and Jill are going to run into this maybe even more so than you guys did, because their conference is a little bit more focused. So they're probably going to get a whole lot of people talking about the same things.
Yeah.
So make sure that you show your unique perspective on your topic. And the fifth was kind of a little bit fuzzy, not fuzzier, but a little more emotional and tangible. How do you stand out? What makes you different? What makes you engaging? What makes somebody look at your entry in the program and say, I got to go see that? So how do you stand out? Those are the points that I got. What do you think?
I want to know what everyone thinks. Are you taking questions or?
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and anybody else is in the call, if you want to speak, ask questions, you're all on mute right now, so you'll need to unmute yourself. And feel free to jump in, ask questions. Yeah, there we go.
Question?
Yes, Lisa, thank you for raising your hand.
I'm like, how do I do this politely?
Oh, yay, hi.
So, Christine, I think I'm speaking for quite a few other people who are in a similar position to me, who do a lot of corporate training. And we don't have flashy, keynote-y type videos. I have like no video because I'm always training in these private companies. And so how do those of us who maybe, I think I'm pretty good on the stage. I have some pretty good ideas for topics, Yeah. Let's say all of that is good and I don't have video. How do I get around that?
Hey,
or not get around it, but
listen to me. You need a video. Listen, even if we had some people do classroom training, but they were so adorable, engaging. I could actually, in a small room, I could see that people were laughing and taking notes, and it wasn't a big, beautiful stage, but I could hear them. I could see everyone having fun. They were engaging. You could just really, it's almost like you don't have to have the big, beautiful stage. It helps. But we had some submissions of people who were in a small room, but they opened with something fun and funny, and they had great content. I mean, right away, I was like, it didn't matter because I could tell that they're obviously a trainer, but they still held everyone in that room like, boom. So is there anything?
Yeah, because I got the impression from what you were saying that we need to be able to demonstrate that we can hold a big audience on a big stage.
Yeah,
that's not my deal. I can, but that's not my deal.
You need to hold an audience. Hold an audience. Okay. Doesn't matter the size. I think it's nice that we saw that, but there was a lot of people that were really, really good at the small room. But as long as I could see you, you got to the point. I didn't have people getting up and walking out, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, mine can't because they're generally mandated to come to my training. But yeah, I mean, if it's okay to shoot a video of me in a room of 15 people, because that's what I do.
If you're rocking 15 people, that makes me happy.
Okay, so my main thing is I just need to figure out how to get permission from my clients to videotape a thing like that. But it's good to know that I don't have to demonstrate some flashy keynote type.
No, it doesn't have to be. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Okay, no, that's good.
Yeah, no, that's a very valid point. And I just want to see people at their best doing really fun and engaging things.
Okay, thanks.
I know Sharon has a
question.
Thank you, Lisa. Lisa, I wanted to let you know, I have some ideas for you on getting that permission because I've been in exactly that spot.
Oh, awesome.
Good. So,
because I just want to let you know, I'm speaking at Microsoft in about 3 weeks. This is an opportunity I have to possibly get video. So if I can get some ideas to run by them so that maybe, because, I don't know how many people I'm going to have. It's like 15. But that would be great if I could do something right now and get this going.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
I wanted to pick up on what you said, Lisa. I think that really what you were saying, Christine, is you need to look in the video as if you're having a fun time, and so are the people who were in that room with you.
Yeah.
That's really what it's all about. It doesn't matter if there are 200 people or 10 people. But as long as you're all having a really good time and you're as engaged as they are, and it's fun for you, and they're making it fun for themselves as well, or you are, I think that's what it's all about.
Great. Okay, good thinking.
Okay. Other people have questions? Alice, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Okay, can I read it? Hold on. I just got it. I'm sorry, Sarah. Can I interrupt for 1 second? Just got a note from Jill from Sweden. Kate was talking to her saying what I was doing, and she said, tell her we want meat. Lots of meat. No fluff. And tons of action steps. Bill Schleppenbein, everybody. So.
Yes. Meat.
But also, I'm going to take it a step further. We also need to be fun, engaging, have humor. And it's an hour and a half. You can't be a drag. That's too long to be bad. So,
Yeah. Okay, Alice.
I'm a new speaker, so I don't even have a website. It's in the process. I wonder how important a website is.
oh shit. I'm sorry, one more time.
How
I'm a new
important is
speaker.
the website?
Yes,
What about the website?
I do not have a website because I'm a new speaker.
Oh, okay.
So in the process of building one, but I doubt it will be finished by then.
I didn't look at we didn't really look at the websites unless we were on the edge to see if there was
Yeah.
anything more we could get. But we didn't rely heavily on websites. I didn't anyway. Now, another note from Jill just came in, breaking news. If someone isn't willing to divulge the 100% honest truth and steps they needed, where they started and where they ended, we're not interested. Oh, she's hardcore.
Yes, Jill is definitely hardcore.
No messing with her. Maybe me, but not her.
Yeah.
Does that help you, Alice? I mean, it's
Yes.
not. But girlfriend, get on that site, girl. You got to get it going on. Hire a 15-year-old. You can do it. They can just whip one up for you real quick. Go to WordPress.
Oh, I think she's got one in progress.
Well, let's get her done, girl.
Yes.
Okay. Other questions from other people?
Do we scare everybody away? I hope not. Jill did, not me. Jill.
Yeah. Well, we'll just say that Jill, she calling in from Sweden, was able to scare everybody away. Yeah.
This is Sharon. Is this a good time?
Go ahead.
Okay, great. Sorry, I'm only on the phone, so I can't see if there's a queue or anything. My name is Sharon, and I'm a new NSA member. And thank you for the clarification on the video. That was really helpful. Quick clarification on that, and then I have another question. One is, you mentioned putting it in an editor. Can you just shorten it down? Because my best video raw footage is from a 2-hour-long training. I don't know if it's best to just give a clip of that or to give the full training.
Oh my God, a clip. I'm begging you for the best part of your 2 hours. They're not going to sit down and watch the whole thing. Get the best of the best, the audience laughing, and clip it on down. Good for you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then my other question.
I know last year on the submission form, and probably this year as well, I haven't looked, they have a suggested length for the clip.
I can't remember what it was, but we never watch the full thing usually. But 3 to 5, 5 to 8, something like that. Take a look at the submission for what Jill wants. Do you know what Jill wants?
Meat.
How long should the video be? We're talking to, well, definitely
Yeah, it didn't specify in the video.
Don't put your good stuff at the end. Put it in the beginning. Start with the best of whatever you're doing. Don't wait and put it 3 minutes in.
Okay, great. And then my other question is that the type of speaking that I do, my experience is in knowledge management and collaborative technology and things that relate to the theme. So I wanted to craft a breakout session that would help speakers with managing the turnover of virtual assistants and other people that they work with. So it's not directly about speaking. It would be more on the side of managing the fact that they have a lot of temporary help that they're getting, and there's often a lot of turnover in the help that they might be hiring to get them administrative work and other work done. So I just want to run that sounds.
I would go to that. That sounds great, but you've got to, don't save all your stuff. When you're writing a proposal, give those action steps. Like tell them exactly what you're going to do in that session. And even though you might not have footage on that, they still want to see you presenting, right? So some people are speaking on something like, let's say I'll do something on introductions. I don't speak on that normally, so I don't have any footage regarding that, but they still want to see your stage presence and your ability to connect.
Okay.
I think that would be I think that's a good idea. So you think, Sarah?
Yeah, it sounds so to me. And it might be, I'm not involved at all, so I can say all sorts of things. That seems like a great staff track session to me.
Could be. And they might look at it and then bring it to the staff track people.
Yeah. but I don't know. But it does seem like it would be a valuable content. So yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering even I often have done sessions about turnover in association. So for example, the actual chapters themselves of NSA, talking about the turnover in officers and how to help transfer knowledge and how to help capture knowledge. I wasn't sure if there would be like a chapter leadership track that I could apply directly under that.
Yeah,
Can you submit them both? That sounds great.
Yeah, there's actually a chapter leadership training day. So I'm not sure who's leading that this year, but it would be part of the chapter leadership committee. So, but yeah, that would be something. That's kind of a separate track from influence a little bit, but
it's Russ who's doing it. Russ Riddle.
Oh, okay, Russ Riddle. Okay, yeah. So that might be something that's interesting for them. It would probably be better in that track or better in that session really than in the main influence.
You can submit it and say this also may be considered for such and such. So some people told us where they thought like, oh, this might be better as a staff track, and then we forwarded it to those people. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Good for you. Good job, Sharon. I like that.
Thank you.
So other questions? Anybody else? Then I'm going to go on with a couple of ideas that I had, because as I was thinking about, I mean, I set this up in a very self-serving way because I wanted to think about what I needed help on to create a great submission. And as such, I was thinking about putting up a thing to allow us to break into smaller groups, not right now, but much like what Sima was doing with her Brand Me sessions that she's doing, so that we can work with a smaller group of people and really focus in on that title and description, particularly to make sure that we're helping each other create, because we are the audience for the sessions that we're generating. So working together on that, I think, would be very helpful. So what I'm going to do on Power Women of NSA on the main group is put up another call that basically says, hey, if you want to participate in these small groups, give me your email address because I may not have it. Give me your email address and I will set up a spreadsheet that blocks people together in small groups so that we can meet, focus on these things, and then create an area where we can share our proposed titles with one another so that we can make sure that they're snappy, they're engaging, and they're what we want to watch, because that's going to make it more engaging and better for Jill and Corey when they're looking at these as well.
And you got to have the goods to back it up, though. You've got to be good. I mean, I'm telling you, some people, what I was disappointed about was in Power Woman, someone said, who's thumbs down? Oh, I got turned down, but this was my program. And everyone went, oh, that sounds so good. Yeah, but if you were to see the videos, you'd go, oh my gosh. Another word from Jill that just came in from Sweden or Denmark, or wherever the hell she is that they're not going to look at anything more than 2 minutes. So when I say get to the point and be engaged right away, I'm telling you, this is the key. You can work on the title all you want. If you can't back it up with some great, engaging, dynamic, useful action, it doesn't matter. So it's good to have those things. I'm glad you're going to do that. I think that's important. But make sure you have the video to back up how good you are on proposal writing. That's hard. Needs to be said.
No. Yes, I think that's perfectly reasonable. And one of the things I know that Jill and Corey said they're doing that I don't recall anybody ever doing before is they're actually allowing us to submit a second video that's not us speaking. It's us talking to Jill and Corey and basically saying, hey, here's my convincer. Here's why you should hire me to speak at the conference. So that's something I think it would be very important to take advantage of as well. If they're giving us an opportunity to give them a convincer, we want to give them a good convincer.
Yes.
Not exactly a song and dance, but if that's your thing, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to be sending out some more information on Power Women to help us to form these small groups so that we can make sure this is meaty. We've still got about 3 weeks left, 4 weeks, 3.5, before the submissions are due. So we've got time to work on this together and make sure that we do present ourselves in the best lights possible. I think that's the best way to put it. And thank you, Christine. And thank you, Kate, for talking to Jill.
Hey, submit. That's great advice.
Yeah.
Hey, I have one more question.
Yeah.
It just popped into my head. So because my book just came out, I'm developing all kinds of new things that revolve around the topic of the book, which is presenting for humans and ditching perfection and creating connection, blah, blah, blah. And I totally get not selling from the stage because I don't do that. I never do that. I'm not ever allowed to do that in corporate training. But if I'm submitting a topic that's based on my book, is that okay? I mean, I think other people do that, right?
I don't see that as a problem as long as I just don't want you to go, your order form is here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's not the idea. I mean, the idea is really using the content in this book as new content for speaking. So, I just want to make sure that there's not some sort of some problem with that, because I won't be trying to sell the book or anything. It'll just be that's the topic.
Well, you might want to bring a couple to give away.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Just fun. And then some people will go, "Ooh, where do I get that?" Let them come to you rather than you pushing them. So I know.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, good. Thanks.
Yeah, and there's usually the bookstore there.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
And I know if you get selected to speak, you get to put your books in the bookstore. So I mean, there's no need to sell from the stage because you're. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, then I think we're going to finish up a little bit early because I don't think it's necessarily going to be useful for us to start talking about throwing out titles and descriptions and all that in this larger group. I think that's more of a workshop sort of experience. But I do really appreciate you, Christine, coming and giving us your battle scars and experience from last year.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited for people to really put together something great, to put their best foot forward. And this should be not just for this, but it should be for your own business. So thanks for giving me the opportunity. Good idea. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And
thank you, Christine. Very helpful.
Definitely. So any other questions from anyone before we, and I did just see a couple of other people just joined in, so I'll let you know. We're just finishing up. The recording will be on the site and there will be further instructions forthcoming. So you will hear more from me later this afternoon about what our next steps are as a submission support team. We'll call it that.
That's a good name.
Sounds good.
Where will the recording be, Sierra? Sorry.
I'll post a link to it on the Facebook page.
Power Women Facebook?
Yeah, Power Women.
Thank you very much. Hi, Christine. I love you, and you did a great job.
Okay, so I think that's it. And thanks, everyone. And I will be in contact with you later this afternoon.
Thanks, Sierra.
Thank you, Sierra.
Bye.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you.